I used to see a fight and run towards it to film it, and now I see a fight and I'm like, all right, get an Uber. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm 41.
Oh shit! You said you said film it. That's what like shit. Okay?
Yeah. For me, I've been like that forever though.
I see. Well, for me, I always been the complete opposite, because I know how it's gonna go. If it's me in the fight, everybody's a fucking casualty. I think y'all all for to participate.
Right.
So I always imagine that, even when I was a kid, when I turn around as a fight breaking out there, I'm going this way. I don't want nothing to do with it. Because again, if it was my people taught me that if there's no referee, there's no such thing as a fair fight. So, for all especially now every fight is turning into a gunfight. So the last thing I want to do is run over there just to catch the bullet. I'm cool. You can tell me about it later. I'd rather hear about it than see it. I don't want to be in the mix. But I always been that way. Whatever they got going on got shit to do with me. I don't want, I was once, it happened more than once actually. We was in an altercation. We was jumping a person. That's only, again,
that's
ain't
a
no
good
fair
prompt
fight
to start this year.
But we was jumping somebody, and somebody with us. They like came out the crowd. They was waving guns, and they was waving them a little bit carelessly. So we ended up, we like, can't, chill. And while he was doing that, every person present is paying attention to this guy that's waving guns, except the guy that was getting jumped. And he caught one of us slipping. Caught my brother slipping. But he caught him slipping because we paying attention to guns. But when he jumped up, he hit whoever was right by him. So that's how I always think when shit happens. Like I said, everybody's a casualty. You get up, you don't know. In most cases, if you get your ass knocked out, when you get back up, you don't know if you got jumped or not. You trying to go at whoever was right there. And I can only imagine how irrational I would have been if I had gotten knocked out and got up and your ass was standing over me with a camera. I'm coming. No matter who I was fighting, I'm coming out to you.
Yeah.
But either way, that's a thing that I think also come with maturity or with age. Just I had seen enough shit by the time I was old enough to make the decision that I ain't want to stick around and watch nobody fight.
Yeah. Seems like a crazy decision to run towards that as an adult now.
Yeah, definitely 41. That might be. And they ain't aiming at nothing. They shooting everybody. So
yeah,
they shooting everybody but who they intended to shoot. Something about that just don't fascinate me. Me being shot as a fucking bystander, or
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you see enough videos of people driving by crowds and switching them down, that'll really change how you think about it too. Because a handgun shooting one bullet at a time really don't seem like that big a deal on's you've seen a lot of people get mowed down with switches.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's still a big.
It's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's it's been multiplied with the switches now, but it's always been a big deal because
guns are dangerous.
Yeah, that bullet.
Little guns are dangerous.
Shit, big gun, all of them shits.
Yeah,
Now
not to take anything away from it, but when you see like 20 bullets go off in 2 seconds and they only have to pull the trigger once, it's like,
I'm agreeing. I think
this shit is not what it used to be.
I think it started to scare more people.
Yeah.
Now, in a environment where I might have been the only one that wanted to walk away, you might have a few more people that feel the same way now because you got kids with switches, and I've yet to see a person successfully hit only what they intend to hit with a switch. I ain't, every incident I've heard about, every incident I've seen, every person I've seen shoot it at a range or whatever, I've yet to see a person only hit what they intended to hit. I don't think, them shits weren't designed for true ergonomics. They weren't designed for you to truly control them. I don't think it was like a fucking, what's that shit, like a quality control thing. Nobody sat down and said, well, it does this, but it doesn't do that. And I say that because the switch is really just a workaround for a Glock 18, because a Glock 18 is full automatic, but it's designed for you to be able to control the fire. and a switch not so much. It's just an attachment you put on the back of your firearm. There ain't nothing else supports full automatic fire but that switch. Because
I'm sure you can tell he knows a lot about guns.
Well, I knew that from the lyrics too. Yeah, you got a lot of gun bars.
yeah, well,
He got a lot of guns too.
Well, I'm at 260.
260 guns is what he's saying.
I was thinking, I'm like 260 pounds. That seems like a little heavy for you. Okay,
Really close.
I'm thinking, I'm like, you don't weigh.
No,
Okay.
I'm at like I was like 190
Okay,
last
there
time
you
I
go,
seen
yeah.
the star. Maybe like last time I stood on the scale, I was like 182. But I'm working on that too. That's a whole nother thing.
I feel
But
you.
either way, for firearms though, I used to think. Initially I was gonna stop once I had like 5, and here we are.
260.
Wait, all right. You know how there's that famous Boosie quote where he talks about how being a rapper is the most dangerous job in the world?
It's in most cases.
Do you guys look at that and think that's kind of a funny statement? Because I feel like you guys make the kind of music that does not attract negative energy from people.
I don't think.
I can go ahead.
I don't think our music attracts negative attention, but success
Yeah.
attracts it no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
I think I agree with the sentiment of what he's saying, of it being a dangerous career path at large. In certain pockets, more dangerous than others.
yeah,
I don't know if I think it might be slight exaggeration to say the most dangerous, because there's some dangerous career paths you could choose out here.
Most of us, they're not thinking about being like a coal miner in the trenches. There's a lot of dangerous stuff you could be doing with your job.
Farming is dangerous. Shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking
But
tractor flipper.
I agree that like what Craig was saying is like the energy of the music can be a huge factor.
Yeah.
I remember early Waka Flocka, it was I'm gonna beat your ass. He was fighting at his own shows. I went to a show with him, I think in Dallas, and he was in the crowd and shit, and we was kind of like entourage, like, damn, this is a lot. And then I watched him kind of pivot and change lanes, and he puts out a different energy, and so he don't get, what I'm saying, that combative shit in return. At that time, when I heard him say it, like, people want to see if you really about that, what you saying, you know what I'm saying? When you saying you go hard in the paint, there's somebody in that city that feel like they go hard in the paint too, so they want to see, or are you really that? So I think whatever energy you put out there comes back. And like you said, our music is, at this point, is not so...
confrontation.
Yeah, we'll narrate it, we'll tell the stories and kind of remove ourselves from it, because in real time, like, fatherhood is priority over being in the neighborhood, so to say, or being of those activities.
Yeah.
And so, but success breeds contempt and envy and whatever else. And so you gotta be guarded. You gotta be prepared to protect yourself. It's people that just, on certain level, know that a lot of times we get paid in cash. It's just part of the, comes with the gig. So you going into somebody's city to get a back end in cash, like, you gotta be on point. And also you gotta not
want to be a nut.
Ruffle feathers while you there. You gotta respect the territory where you are. Like, we visitors, we guests, and we can only hope in them, even in them situations, on a strictly professional level, that we gonna be met with like hospitality and well received, because we go into some volatile like environments, and we don't always have control over that on the front end. You got the asking price, or you got the balance, we showing up. And that might be a concert hall that's got a green room and a dressing room and it's nice and orderly, or it might be the trenches. It might be a strip club, and they might want us to go on at 2 a.m. where everybody in here is drunk and high, and little such and such open the show, and he feel like they cut his show off too soon, and some shit that got nothing to do with us.
Sounds very familiar, yeah.
It's going in my memoir. There's so many stories of things that people wouldn't believe, to where I would totally agree that this is like a dangerous line of work. You know what I'm saying?
You wind up and again, like I said a second ago, them bullets pack much power So altercation that
Everybody
has nothing
got
to do with
guns.
you present still.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been paid to be, like you say, you know, a lot of the shit that occurs don't necessarily have to be dictated or presented by us. And you know, consider that, you know, we come from places that might not have been ideal. So, you know, it's people who come from where I come from who might hate me or dislike me only because I made somewhere from there and they haven't. They still there. And you know, you once you factor all that in, I think, like he said, you know, I can agree with it to a certain extent, but I think any bit of success, if I sold uh, shit for so not I'm assuming that that's weed.
Yeah.
Not the weed, that's a whole different kind of, you know, we got those that's
Different concerns, yeah.
But I was talking about the figurine that's beside it.
Right.
If I was successful selling those, I still had, you know, have to be mindful of my surroundings everywhere you move.